Welcome to the deep dive. Are you ready to dive into the world of dogs?
You bet.
We've got a fun one for you today. It's quiz time,
10 questions to test your dog knowledge.
and maybe we'll learn a few things along the way. So, first question. When were dogs first domesticated? Was it A, 5,000 years ago, B, 10,000 years ago, C, 14,000 years ago, or D, 20,000 years ago?
Tough one. But the answer is C, 14,000 years ago.
14,000 years. Wow, that's even older than agriculture.
That's right. Dogs were the first species to be domesticated, way back before we even had farms.
I guess that explains why we're such good buddies. Okay, next question. How many bones does a dog have? Not including the tail.
Yeah.
Is it A, it depends on the breed, B, always the same number, C, more than humans, or D, fewer than cats?
Oh, interesting. The answer is B, always the same number.
Wait a minute, really? But there are so many different sizes of dogs.
It's true. Every dog, from a Chihuahua to a Great Dane, has the same number of bones. The difference isn't how those bones are arranged. It's all about those adaptations for running.
Makes sense. Question number 3. What is a dog's strongest sense? Is it A, hearing, B, sight, C, smell, or D, touch?
Well, I think most dog owners know this one. It's C, smell.
Yeah, I can never hide a treat from my dog. He always knows.
Their sense of smell is incredible, up to 40 times stronger than ours. Imagine experiencing the world through smell.
I can barely imagine. All right, question 4. This one's about color. What color can dogs see best? Is it A, all colors like humans, B, only black and white, C, shades of yellow and blue, or D, mostly green and red?
That's a good one. The answer is C, shades of yellow and blue.
You know, I always thought dogs could see all the colors. I used to buy my dog all these bright red toys.
A lot of people think that. The dogs actually have limited color vision. They only have 2 types of cone cells compared to our 3, so they see the world in shades of yellow and blue, like an old photograph.
Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind next time I'm shopping for dog toys.
Hmm.
Okay, question 5. This is about a classic dog behavior. What does it mean when a dog rolls on its back and shows you its belly?
Ugh, the belly.
Is it A, always want a belly rub,
Yeah.
B, showing trust and submission, C, can be a defensive posture, or D, depends on the individual dog?
You know, it's not always what you think. The answer is C. It can be a defensive posture.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought they wanted a belly rub.
Sure, sometimes it is a sign of trust, especially with their owners, but it can also be a way of protecting themselves. By exposing their belly, they're making themselves seem less threatening.
So how can you tell if they want to rub or if they're feeling defensive?
You gotta look at their other body language. Are their ears relaxed? Is their tail wagging loosely? Or are they avoiding eye contact and showing their teeth? It's all about reading the signs.
Good advice. Okay, next question. Time for question number 6. And this was a little bit fancy. What is the scientific name for a dog?
Ooh, getting scientific.
Is it A, Canis familiaris, B, Lupus canis, C, familiaris canis, or D, Canis lupus?
All right, let's see. The answer is A, Canis familiaris.
Canis familiaris rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, it does have a nice ring to it, and it actually tells us something about their family tree. Dogs are a subspecies of Canis lupus, which also includes...
Wolves. Wolves. So dogs and wolves are like cousins.
Exactly. And you know what else is interesting? Dingoes are also considered a subspecies of Canis lupus.
Dingoes. Those wild Australian dogs.
That's right, though there's actually some debate about whether dingoes should be classified as a separate species altogether.
Never thought about it that way. Okay, moving on to question number 7. Which of these is not a recognized skull shape in dog breeds?
Okay, skull shapes. I like this one.
The options are A, brachycephalic, B, dolichocephalic, C, cephalothoracic, or D, mesocephalic.
Whoa, those are some big words.
I know, right?
All right, so brachycephalic. That's the short and smushed face like a bulldog.
The squishy face.
Then you have dolichocephalic, which is the long, narrow skull, like a greyhound.
Yeah, those long noses.
And then there's mesocephalic, which is somewhere in between, like a Labrador.
So the answer is C, cephalothoracic.
You got it. That one was a bit of a trick.
Okay, question number 8. What causes happy tail syndrome in dogs?
Happy tail.
Is it A, an allergic reaction, B, a contagious disease, C, tail wagging too forcefully, or D, exposure to extreme cold?
You wouldn't think it, but the answer is C, tail wagging too forcefully.
No way. Too much happiness can be a bad thing.
I know, right? It seems ironic. But sometimes when dogs wag their tails really hard, they can actually injure themselves. They can hit their tails on furniture or walls, and it can cause bleeding and even fractures.
Oh, that's sad. I'll have to keep an eye on my dog's wagging from now on. All right, on to question 9. This one is about the dog-human bond. Can dogs understand human emotions?
I feel like I know this one already.
Let's see if you're right. Is it A, no, they just react to our behavior? B, yes, they can recognize basic emotions? C, only highly trained dogs? Or D, it's impossible to know for sure?
I'm going to go with B. Yes, they can recognize basic emotions.
You are absolutely right. Dogs are incredibly attuned to our emotions.
It's amazing, isn't it? They can read our facial expressions, our tone of voice, even our body language.
Makes you wonder what they're really thinking sometimes. Okay, last question. This is a big one. What is the estimated global dog population?
Okay, global dog population.
Is it A, 100 million, B, 250 million, C, 500 million, or D, 700 million to 1 billion?
Oh, wow, that's a lot of dogs. I'm going to say D, 700 million to 1 billion.
That's exactly right. It's estimated that there are between 700 million and 1 billion dogs in the world. That's a lot of furry friends.
It is. And about 20% of those dogs live in developed countries. But the majority, about 75%, are in developing countries. Many of them are feral or community dogs.
So not all dogs have it as easy as our pampered pets, huh?
Unfortunately, no. But it's a testament to their adaptability and resilience.
Wow, that was a whirlwind tour of dog facts. I learned so much.
Me too. It's amazing how much there is to know about our furry friends.
I'm especially surprised about how they can read our emotions. I always knew my dog understood me on some level, but to think they can actually interpret our facial expressions and tone of voice, that's incredible.
It really is. I mean, it makes sense when you think about how closely dogs have evolved alongside humans. We've been shaping each other for thousands of years.
And to think, there are almost 1 billion dogs out there in the world, each with their own unique personality and way of connecting with us. That's a lot of love.
Absolutely. It's a reminder of the special bond we share with dogs and the important role they play in our lives and in societies around the world.
Well, that about wraps up our dog-themed quiz show.
I hope you enjoyed playing along.
I had a blast, and I feel like I learned so much about our canine companions.
Me too. It's always fun to dive deep into a topic and uncover those hidden gems of knowledge.
And for our listeners, we hope you learned something new as well. Maybe it will give you a new appreciation for your own furry friend. Or maybe it will inspire you to learn even more about dogs.
Definitely. There's always something new to discover.
Speaking of discovering, before we go, I want to leave you with a final thought. We talked about how dogs can understand our emotions. But I wonder, what if we could see the world through their eyes?
Oh, interesting.
What if we could experience their heightened sense of smell, their ability to hear sounds we can't even perceive? What would we learn about their world and about ourselves? It's something to ponder, isn't it?
Food for thought, for sure. It makes you realize how much we still don't know and how much there is to appreciate about the amazing creatures we share this planet with.
On that note, we'll leave you to ponder that. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those tails wagging.
And keep diving deep.